And speaking of not knowing, we've got Nico's pick this week, which was our last movie, the 2011 film Horrible Bosses.
All right, so Horrible Bosses. Yeah, this is a film about 3 guys who have just the worst bosses, and they're so bad they decide, you know what, we're just gonna kill them. So they plot to kill them, and they don't do that. Instead, one of them kills the other one, and he goes to jail. And the other one, he's able to outmaneuver his terrible boss. The end.
Nice.
Fun fact, the cocaine in the movie was actually powdered lactose, and Colin Farrell decided that in order to stay in character, he would actually snort it between scenes. What a fucking weirdo.
That's a fun fact. Dylan, where are you putting this one?
I think this movie was fine. It was your run-of-the-mill comedy. I gave it a B+.
That's quite high. I'm giving it a C+.
I don't know, man.
Dude, it happened again. I loved all the movies this week. I'm in between an A and an A-.
Let's go.
I'm like around a C and a C-.
This all checks out. This is about what I'd expect. I don't even think...
What the fuck is going on this week?
Well, here's the thing, though, too, is like, at this point, with this movie, I don't think it really fucking matters. We've already come to the conclusion that fucking comedies work differently on all of us. So, like, I mean, I thought the movie was fine.
No, hold on. Let me get mine out of the way. I've got a real easy one for you. I didn't think it was funny. All right, go on, Dylan.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it's just a fucking comedy. It's 3 guys. They're trying to kill their bosses. I think it was acted fairly well. I don't know if I was laughing out loud to a lot of the things going on, but I thought it was entertaining enough to watch. I did really think the part with Jennifer Aniston being a fucking sexually, driven psycho bitch was kind of funny, and that the other guys were like, man, it just really doesn't sound like you have a terrible boss. And I really felt for that guy. I felt like I was that guy, and if I had told you guys I had a boss like that and I was dating somebody, you guys would be like, oh man, that doesn't sound like you have a terrible boss at all. So I really connected with that guy. That was very funny.
Are you like projecting a hypothetical situation on us being the bad guys to relate to this dude as?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Anyways, go on.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I thought the way that this movie played out was kind of silly. I don't really think it did anything terrible, but I don't think it did anything great, and that's kind of just B+ for me. I'm not super set on this ranking. B+ just felt right, you know?
Yeah, the biggest issue I have with this movie is that it's trying to be funny, but I don't think I really found anything funny at all. There were certainly moments that I thought were, like, interesting in concept. Like, I think the idea of the guy immediately reviving the dude they're trying to kill was funny, but then I think they overdo it by him just fucking stabbing him over again.
He was high on cocaine, man. It's fine.
I know, regardless. But there's a lot of moments where, like, they have, like, kind of an interesting thing going on, and then they squander it immediately after with some, like, dumb lowbrow bullshit. And then the ending is just so fucking cheesy. Oh yeah, I'm the Indian guy on your fucking car, and I caught it on recording. This day's saved, and then we all can go home. Fuck you. It was just, like, really whatever for me.
That's fair enough, man. I can't even be mad about what people think are good or bad about this movie. I'm kind of just indifferent to it in general.
I guess since I'm the person who actually likes it, yeah, I just found it consistently funny. It really struck me, and to be clear, I'm not saying it's as good as either of these movies, but it really struck me as like an Office Space meets Superbad. And that's kind of all my thought. It was consistently funny for me. I was having a good chortle and whatever. I liked it. I thought the performances were fine. I think Kevin Spacey is really funny in this, to be honest, you know. And I will say, I can't remember if I mentioned this when I said my rank. I am leaning towards the A-. So.
Okay. Yeah, Kevin Spacey was solid. I like Charlie Day's performance in this as well. He was pretty good. I have a big problem with, like, rated R comedies specifically, and that, I'd certainly prefer it if, for a comedy, they can just kind of let loose and do whatever they want. But as a result, they kind of just always end up going back to the same well of the same jokes the entire time. They're just swearing up a storm. They're constantly making sex jokes. And that's about all they kind of do for the most part. And it just kind of gets grating for like an hour and a half if that's all you're sitting through.
Fair enough.
They simply lack restraint. Sometimes they can be a good thing. You have to be a bit more creative with what you're doing there. But yeah, largely I just didn't really find this film very funny.
That is this the TLDR of this entire. Whenever we watch a comedy, it's did anybody find it funny, and that's kind of what it breaks down to. Jamie Foxx's inclusion in this movie is rather silly, and just for him to turn out to be some kind of movie pirater is whatever. I don't know.
Well, guys, do we have any other thoughts on Horrible Bosses?
No, I don't think I do.
No, I don't think this movie
It feels like
stands
we
out
didn't
anyway.
fucking say anything about this movie, but maybe that's because the last one we just reviewed was like a 40-minute long diatribe.
Yeah, the last one wiped us out. And also let you know, it's a raunchy comedy thing.
Yeah, like, what's there to say about this movie? There's three guys, they have bad bosses, they try to kill them, funny things happen. I don't know.
Frankly, I think their bosses are horrible. I'll go with the lower of my two at an A-.
I'll drop mine. I'll just give it a B. That sounds about more right. I don't think it's as funny as Head of State. Tanner's bewildered by that comment.
You know, I'll actually lower it. I'll go with a C.
Damn it. That's fair enough. Jackson, lower it.
Hold on, I'm like looking at my C- and my C movies. This definitely is feeling more like a C- movie for me, so I'm saying C-.
Yeah, I was gonna say, fucking go for it, man. The world is your oyster.
Not very good, and it lands at a B- overall.
Let's go.
Wow.